Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing to break down each NFL draft team's hauls after the 2022 NFL draft. Getting into the Atlanta Falcons before we get into the video, just wanted to thank you guys for all the support you guys have shown the channel. If you guys like talking the NFL draft, you like talking college football, you like talking football in general, go subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I love learning more about each team's. I love hearing different opinions about the NFL draft. That really is the beauty of the NFL draft. Let's get into the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London with the first overall pick, or not first overall pick, with their first round pick, 8th overall. I wasn't a huge Drake London fan. He was wide receiver 4 on my board. I just had some questions about the long speed, the separation, kind of relying on being a jump ball specialist. But if Atlanta Falcons like him and they like how he's going to fit into their potential offense, I'm all for it. They needed to address that wide receiver room. Possibly my favorite pick of the whole NFL draft comes with Arnold W Ketty, who in my mind was a bona fide first round talent, and he's a great fit in Atlanta in terms of the two things Atlanta Falcons have struggled with on defense for years: getting after the passer, they rank almost bottom of the league, and stopping the run, bottom of the league. Arnold Ebiketie, over 15 tackles for a loss his senior year at Penn State, over 10 and a half sacks at Penn State. He's good at addressing the run game. He's good at getting in the backfield, getting after the passer. The reason he pushes down to the second round is because I think teams were a little skeptical on the explosiveness, the bend around the edge, those athletic traits that you look for in an edge rusher. That being said, I mean, Arnold Ebiketie there weren't many other edge defenders who put the film that Arnold Ebiketie put out his senior year in terms of hand usage, being just a technical monster. He just wins. He just wins. He beat the crap out of the Ohio State tackles. He was giving Michigan the business too. So against high end pass protectors, he was giving guys the work. A little undersized, but he doesn't play undersized. I think it's a great fit in Atlanta. I also really like the Troy Anderson pick. I know a lot of the Atlanta Falcons fans were kind of bummed that Nakobe Dean was there and they passed on him. Nakobe Dean with the medicals, I get it. I don't really get it. He should have still been at least a second round pick. The dude put out just absolutely great film his last year at Georgia. But Troy Anderson is a guy I like a lot. Former quarterback, very, very smart, physical, and very athletic guy. He's like the Cam Newton. His freshman year at Montana State was like the Cam Newton of the FCS. He's just a phenomenal quarterback who just ran all over the yard. And then Desmond Ritter, just an absolute steal in the third round. He's a pro-ready quarterback. They asked him to do a lot at Cincinnati. He did it well. He's just gotten better every single year he's been at Cincinnati. A huge fan. I got a little light going on right now. A huge fan of his game, and getting him in the third round, I think, is an absolute steal. For all the teams that got quarterbacks this late, I think it's worth a shot. D'Angelo Malone, I'm a little skeptical about. He seems like he's kind of a project, and picking him in the third round might be a little bit high. He's very athletic, outside linebacker out of Western Kentucky. I like Tyler Algier in terms of if you're trying to find a running back who can get downhill, one cut, lower shoulder, and get some yards. Tyler Algier is that dude. I also like Hassan Haskins in that role as well. And then to finally getting 2 Bulldogs, you really can't go wrong. Justin Schaefer, a guy that's going to be a solid interior offensive lineman at the next level. Whether he's a low-end starter or a depth guy, he's going to be good. And then John Fitzpatrick from Georgia, a guy that didn't get that many looks in the receiving game just because he was surrounded by such good tight ends, Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers. But he's a very good blocker, and I think that's what got him picked here. And overall, I think I give it a solid B+. I think it would be a higher grade if they go with someone else other than Drake London, because I'm just not a huge fan of him. And then D'Angelo Malone in the early third round, I think was a little bit of a reach. He wasn't in the top 150 for my board. But I do like the day 3 picks with Justin Schaefer, a guy that's just going to be a really good interior offensive lineman, and Tyler Algier, who's going to be a really good physical running back. I also want to note one free agent signing that I really think is a sleeper, and that's Brad Hawkins. Brad Hawkins is a little physically capped. He's not the best athlete at the back end. There's not many safeties who's played as much football as Brad Hawkins has at Michigan and has played a high level of football like Brad Hawkins has at Michigan. So I do like that signing as well. Overall, I give it a B+. I really like a lot of these picks. Arnold Ebiketie being probably my favorite pick. D'Angelo Malone probably being my least favorite pick. Solid draft class for Atlanta. The rebuild is finally on. I'm excited to see if Desmond Ritter can get any burn his first year as a rookie in Atlanta. or if Marcus Mariota is going to be the guy, but I like what they're doing, building this roster out. And that's a review on the Atlanta Falcons 2022 NFL Draft. Pretty solid draft, B+. Thank you all for watching. Again, if you guys like content, go subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching us, checking us out. Talk to y'all later. Peace.